Welcome back to Outdoor Chef Life. In this video, we're back in New Zealand, and today we get to visit an oyster farm in the North Island.
G'day, I'm Jim Aiken and I'm up here in the Mahurangi Harbour with Mahurangi Oysters, just north of Auckland. Throwing some waders up a bit of water with the stingray.
Like a double, huh? Just to protect the second one, just to protect it.
Yeah,
basically.
Razor sharp oyster shells there.
Yeah.
Shoot for waders.
All right, ready for action.
So we've just been out unloading a harvest of oysters from our new flip system, developed by a New Zealander down in Marlborough Sounds. They're looking really good. That's hopefully in a few more years we'll have most of our farm converted to that system. It gives us huge control of what our stocking density is. We know exactly what we've got and where and how long it's growing, and we're able to go out there and at any time of the day we don't have to worry about low tide and getting stuck in the mud and having to wear our lovely waders. Every day we do it and grab as much or as little as we want. We know exactly what's there and where. Whereas the other system, the old system is we have no control and we can only guess how many oysters are, and to process them, it probably takes a whole week to do about 200 or 300 dozen. Where with that new flip system, we can probably do over 1,000 dozen a week easily, with half as many people. But yeah, and we'll be able to control for things like biofouling, so invasive species or unwanted oyster catch or native oysters or barnacles and all that. We can prevent them from growing on our bags and baskets, which compete for food and resources and space for our oysters. So we'll have a much better and much cleaner looking oysters and a much cleaner harbour with our new system going.
Feel free to put me to work. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Well, we'll be doing a lot of inspecting the crop.
Okay.
Every month or two I like to go around and check on it, so it's a good excuse to take people on a tour on a day like today.
Nice. Man, beautiful day today. All right, I think we need to grab these.
These are triploids, real nice fat juicy ones.
Oh.
They don't go off out of season. They stay fat and creamy all year round, so we only sell them in our off season. So the first half of each year we sell these.
Why were they just on the barge there?
Oh, just making space while we were out.
Oh, okay.
So we'll brought them down to put them out now, and now we'll take them around to where they're going to live for the next 6 months until our off season.
Right. Okay.
Some of these still need a bit of growing.
How old are these?
Probably 16 months.
16 months.
Oh, yeah.
So how much longer are these going back in?
These guys will probably be here for the next six months. 6 to 7 months,
okay.
yeah.
So they'll grow quite a bit more then.
Yeah, they'll be growing quite a bit. I'll probably bring them in another 3 months and regrade them, check them, make sure they're not too big for the bags. Flat and wide and frilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the sort of shape we want to get. If I find that they grow a little bit too flat in these bags.
Because that one it's basically like a bigger, like a wider home.
Yeah, more space, more area.
Round.
So they've only been in there for a few weeks, so it's not a huge difference.
Oh, okay,
but you can almost see how it's a bit more wider, a bit more deeper.
Yeah, like the cup?
Yeah. So that's one of the benefits of these bags. So these guys are from start of this year. They're only about 6 months old.
Cool.
They're doing all right. And I reckon I'll probably even get some of them ready for harvest.
And then do you find that if it's like a bigger cup, then the oyster, like the meat inside, is bigger as well?
More juicier.
It's
more
juicier.
Fatter and more happy. It fills out the shell more.
All right.
And it's you can have a smaller looking oyster with more meat if the cup's deeper.
Oh,
whereas if it's long and flat, it's not as thick and it's a bit skinny for the happy customer.
All right.
With more oysters, we'll be able to grow, which means more filtering, which means cleaner water. And by able to keep control of invasive species, we'll keep them at bay. This bay is pretty interesting. It's probably the most developed bay in New Zealand, which isn't saying much around the world. But apart from that, it's actually just a really nice spot. A bit of a hidden gem up here, this close to Auckland. I didn't know about it before I first came up here to scout it out. Do you want to pull that pole up again? I'll just walk this over to him. tumblers we have. Cool. So these guys are probably 4 months old. So they came off as big as that. That's some of the ones that didn't survive. But you see they're almost ready for another grade. Well, they're ready for their first grade. And we'll get these big ones out here. They're getting their nice shapes.
Okay.
So yeah, you see how well they're going here.
Oh wow, yeah, those look good.
Yeah. They're probably 5 to 6 months old. But these guys are looking very good. They'll probably be graded in another 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Hopefully sooner if I get on top of things.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Stay on top of things.
Keep growing.
I'm going in. Ooh, yeah, nice.
Bit different.
Yeah. Is the water temperature pretty consistent year around here?
Oh,
I think it's pretty warm.
It's up to about 20 in summer, so it's pretty warm.
Yeah.
Get some pretty high growth when that happens. Right now we're probably 12 degrees.
Okay, yeah.
Might be colder than that.
Yeah.
You can see how that would have been a third the size when I put these out, so they're ready for a grade.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, they're doing very well.
As well.
Yeah.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah. Plenty of oysters for next year.
Nice.
Almost too many at this rate.
You can never have too many oysters.
No, that's exactly. It's the better problem to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one hasn't done too well.
Oh yeah, you can see it's all
dead.
All dead, huh?
Probably go up to those rows there.
Yeah.
Those are stick oysters, and I'll show you the difference on
cool.
the old method with the new method. You alright?
Yeah.
Can't get a bit sticky around here.
Yeah, there's no running here.
No. You get pretty fast with time.
Oh, yeah.
The stingrays are around, you gotta watch out.
Oh shoot. That's scary.
They're big puppy dogs, yeah.
Yeah, the mud, there's mud, it's all mud flat, so it just sink in.
Yeah. There's another farm where it's about knee deep in mud. They fill up a bit.
Yeah, they do, huh?
It adds about 10 pounds. And the oysters will spawn free-floating larvae, and then they'll just settle on any clean surface, so rocks, sticks, hulls of boats, buoys, whatever they can get a hand on.
Yeah.
That isn't too much mud. But as soon as they're on them, if you take them off, they won't reattach to anything. So that's why I have to use bags. But when you have them like this, they don't have any good shape. The shapes are very random.
Are they kind of like the wild ones?
They're all wild. I all catch, my oysters are all wild except for those chiploids. You can see the damage from Gabriel. over sticks coming on. So slowly trying to harvest as fast as we can, because as soon as they get in the mud, they'll start to die off.
Yeah.
So you get some pretty funny shapes, and sizes and differences there.
Yeah.
A lot more dirty too, you get a lot more stuff growing on.
Yeah, definitely.
So one of the advantages of my new system, the flip system too, is I can flip them upside down and dry out the surface.
Right.
So any pests or unwanted oysters or other species, invasive species, will die off. So that's the beauty of that. Whereas this, you'll see you get all kinds of silicates.
Yeah.
Australian tube worm or something. It looks like white snot underneath the farms here, and they look pretty horrible. But I'll hopefully be able to clean that all up very soon. Yeah, not too bad.
Oh, not too bad. Oh,
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering when I was gonna taste my first one.
I can notice a difference between different bays, different harbours and taste. This harbour might be a bit more salty than the other harbours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is very salty.
Yeah.
Delicious though. That's awesome.
What one?
Go ahead, Josh. Let's see it.
I'll go get some of those triplets so you can see the difference.
Salty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know the shape of it is nice. Yeah.
So there's some
That'll
good
make a
shapes
perfect
here.
spoon.
You can see all this stuff growing on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's an invasive species.
Oh.
But with going away from stick, I'll be able to stop that growing. To
Ooh.
keep
Don't mind if I
keep
do.
control of it. Yeah.
Mm.
I'll give you some to take home.
Mm. Oh, delicious.
Yeah. But we'll see if we can open these uglier shaped ones.
Ooh.
Which are a bit harder to open. Still good meat, still good oysters.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just when you wanna give the customer a reliable product, it's the same thing every time. So they're gonna be upset when they get a nice beautiful shape like the
Yeah,
one
nice
before,
big one, and then
they get this random flat thing. Yeah, so
Oh.
having a system where I can control the shape and know exactly what size they are is all part of the goal, the aim.
Hmm.
Yeah, good.
That's really good.
So I thought, well, what's something I can do in New Zealand when COVID hit, and just so happens to be an oyster farm for sale. And when I thought about it, I can't really think of another food source that's more sustainable. We don't have to feed them, we don't have to drench them, we don't have to do anything, but all our impacts actually ends up improving the harbour and the environment by providing shelter for snapper, stingrays. Orcas come up here once a year to feed on the stingrays. Unfortunately, they weren't here today. We've had seals return that hang out and hunt fish.
Yeah.
Different species of birds, native birds, oyster catchers come around and improves providing more food for the environment here and cleaning the water. And I can't think of a single other species or a product you can grow that's better for the environment or as good for the environment as an oyster is. There you go. A bit more creamy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the cup on this.
Fit into a spoon.
Mm. Mm. Like the sweetness comes in as you get through the brine.
Oh, yeah, it does get a little sweet.
Yeah. Mm. That would be cool to get to that point, like how you were saying, you can tell what oysters are from what bay.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of.
That'd be fun. I'll have to go around all the oyster farms, taste test a bunch of them.
It's like a winery vintage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Every winery's just a little bit different.
Right.
This is our high-end chef grade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fancy ones.
Yeah. The large, happy ones. A lot of chefs like the medium ones though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is from this morning that you helped take out. Pour it in with us. Well, we got this tank made from a company in Australia. Excellent thing that we needed. In New Zealand, we're not so strict with our as the rest of the world comes with oysters because we have quite clean water. But because we have quite high rainfall the past couple of years, it kind of forced our hand, and we needed to have just a temporary storage thing. So right now we use this more like a chiller unit, but of course water is a lot better than keeping them in a cold fridge. So our oysters can stay in here for months, but often we like to just keep it a couple of weeks, keep cycling new ones out, send the old ones out. Takes a lot of time off our hands, and we use half as much fuel because we're not running back and forth out to the farm to do small orders. It's just ready to go whenever someone wants to pick up or whenever we need an order.
And where does this water come from? What's in the tank?
Straight out just the harbour mouth really. We just go over the hill, we pump it onto the back of our trailer.
Do you think it changes the flavor once it's in there, or what's that?
That actually holds the condition better because it chills them down.
Yeah.
And it keeps them, rather than having them pulled out of hot water in summer
Yeah.
and then left in the shed for a couple hours where we box it up and put it on a container. We'll keep it in the tank as long as possible, get it down to that nice comfortable 10 degrees in the tank. That way it keeps it cooler, put it in the box, fresher, healthier, less stress, more better survivability on in shipping.
What's your technique on the shucking?
Well, I prefer through the side. It's got a funny name, but I've already forgotten it. So you find the hinge, right? Some people can do this. I find it can be quite a bit risky. You pop the hinge like so. When you take your knife, you want to slide it across the top to find the inductor muscle. Can be a bit easier said than done with a small knife like this. Yeah, so I made a bit of a mess of that one. If you flip her over to make her look a bit nicer.
Yep.
Yeah. Still a good oyster. Whereas I prefer through the side. So you're aiming about here. If you take the hinge, it's right side from you, where the muscle is that holds it. You're going to take a blunt knife, a butter knife can work too. Just gently wiggle that in, find that gap, pry it open, and you just want to slide it in until you slice that little muscle that holds the shell together. And there you have it, a bit cleaner, a bit less. Slice off the little muscle on the bottom there, and she's good to go.
Beautiful.
More? How many can we get you to eat today?
Oh, I'll eat as much as I'm handed to.
So I'll just crack this one open. It might be a bit fatter and better condition. Ooh, softer shells, these ones, a bit easier to shuck. Much easier to shuck these newer designs. And this is a blonde oyster, as you can see. Instead of having black gills, it's actually slightly yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're a bit rare, a bit cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. But it's like the same species, but it's
Same species, just a different phenotype. Just looks slightly different.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I highly doubt it'll taste different, but we could probably market it as something different.
Yeah. The blonde oyster.
Yeah. We can supply oysters to any urban address around New Zealand overnight on Tuesdays to Fridays. If you just visit our website at maharangioysters.co.nz, and there should be a huge range of selections, hopefully, depending if we're closed or not, for you to buy some oysters.
Thanks so much for showing us
worries.
around today.
No, glad to have you up.
That was a beautiful day, man. Yeah.
You picked a good time to do it.
I know. We got lucky. All right, that was a fun little oyster farm tour, and they sent us back with a nice gift box. I'm guessing it's oysters. So we're gonna make some breakfast right now, and let's start out with poaching a couple eggs. So we're doing poached eggs, so not too much boiling going on, just a simmer. Beautiful egg, and we'll drop it in. These egg whites are kind of breaking apart, a whole bunch. Then we got bacon, a classic breakfast food. Bacon and eggs. Well, we're adding oysters to it. Bacon slips. Bacon slips. Salt and pepper on the eggs. Bacon in other countries is a little bit different because it doesn't really get crispy like bacon in the States, but it's still really good. Yeah, it's not as oily either. We don't have a ton of fat left in here. There's not really enough fat in here, so I'll just add a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna toast the bread in here. Got a nice little loaf of bread. Oysters are amazing raw, but they're also good if you just poach them a little bit. I have some lightly salted water here, and we're gonna poach the oysters. Okay, just drop it in. Poached oysters are really good. Sort of that the texture of poached oysters is, it still almost feels raw, but what it does is it kind of gets plump. It has a nice form to it. Yep, just a minute, or less than a minute, 30 seconds or so. We'll take them out and you see how plump they get. Pretty cool. We'll make a quick sauce with ricotta and pesto. Jocelyn's been making this sauce for breakfast on toast. It's really good. So I'm gonna steal what she's been doing. Yeah, you get this nice ricotta pesto. Just throw that right on the toast. Sprinkle a little bit of the bacon. Put the poached egg right on top. A tiny bit of olive oil. That's a little breakfast oyster toast.
What would oysters be if you didn't have a little bubbly? This town's pretty small, so we couldn't find orange juice. So we got apple, mango, passion fruit, which would probably be still really good.
Alright guys, well there it is. Let's taste our poached oyster toast. I gotta get into the egg. Hold on. Let that egg drizzle all over the oysters.
The oysters get very creamy.
Yeah, that is tasty. We're pretty hungry, so we're just scarfing this down. Oh, let me get some of this drink.
Pretty good, pretty fancy.
Tastes like a nice briny bacon and eggs with a very creamy oyster. Alright guys, well that's going to be it for this one. Big shout out to Jim. Thank you so much for showing us around the oyster farm. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.